Hello. It's been a little bit for a multitude of reasons. Number one, this is a while ago at this point. So during the summer, I was sipping on some whiskey and swatted at a fruit fly that was coming, and I spilled that all over my Mac. So I did have to go out and get a new computer. And so I was kind of at this crossroads of like, okay, do I want to continue doing this? And I've already tried. Well, I say tried, but the quick and short of it is I realized, I was like doing less than half trying, which I admitted, and I even admitted that I would never even watch these videos essentially. And that was kind of the reason I did that, is just to not really have, not really care, but just see what happens, just doing it for fun, because I'm talking anyways. So a lot has happened since then, and my voice is really kind of messy right now because last night I was at a Static Dress and Underoath concert here, so it's a bit hoarse, and that was a great time. But yeah, I guess it's just sort of a quick thoughts on what I'm actually gonna do with this channel. Is I decided, I got maybe like 2 hours on some nights where I'm just not really doing anything. But yeah, so I decided, okay, well, a few extra hours some nights, why don't I actually learn video editing? And yeah, I think it's just a good skill to have in general. And this video is pretty much going to be the test first video. I gotta learn how to use this program. It's called DaVinci Resolve, I think. And on my new computer, I think it'll be a bit better to use than on my old Mac that I threw whiskey all over. And the computer I did get, I guess if anyone cares, I can throw up the specs at some point. Yeah, that's actually what I'll do. I'll edit it somewhere over here. But it is a pre-built gaming PC, which is something that I've always considered getting. Not really to play a lot of new stuff, just old things. Just old things that I want to play, or maybe a few new things here and there. So that's been fun, kind of getting back into video games again. But yeah, it's not every night do I want to do that. Like I said, with that 2 extra hours, I think learning video editing is a great skill to have now, and this is a good excuse for it. So I am gonna actually put effort, because as I said plenty of times, I would never watch my videos, and I don't think anyone should. So yeah, I'm gonna actually try. And so I guess now I'll say that's the end of the update. One of the big things I really want to talk about was Southern Collective Distilling. So this time, when I went to Nashville with my friends, by the way, this is the bottle, absolutely beautiful. I would say, well, actually I got 2 bottles. I actually bought a tequila there that they made because it was fantastic. So Southern Collective, they have an experience where they allow you, for just $30, you just go in the back and you're tasting straight from the barrel. They even let me thief it out a little bit, but yeah, that's what it was. The guy is just taking it out, giving it to you. And that alone was amazing. That was so much fun. And one of the really cool things is we had literally 2 sister barrels. So they were actually produced the same exact day. So it's barrel whatever, say 2221, and then there's 22222. And they were completely different. Now it is MGP. They are an NDP, so non-distilling producer. But I think they're doing a pretty good job. They've only been there for 2 years, I think. But like I said, it was primarily the experience of actually being able to do something like that, which I've never been able to do. I had a lot of fun. And I will say, not only did we have a great experience with that, but then afterwards, we got to the bar and they kind of just kept on pouring stuff for us. So I had a great time. And like I said too, they even make a tequila. I don't really like tequila. In fact, I actually learned there that because they don't have any additives in it, I guess apparently that's completely normal for most tequilas to have additives like sugar, color. I don't know if they can add flavor. I really don't know. But this had 0 additives and it was just bourbon barrel aged. So I actually really liked it, and my friend who does like whiskey too, he doesn't really know tequila that well. he liked it so much he bought it, and then a few of my other friends, like, they've tried it and they like it a lot too. So I got that, and it was only $50. It's still strength. It's like 111, and that's the other reason it tastes great. Is because not a lot of water added to it. But as far as this bottle right here, this one kind of blew my mind, and I knew it was going to be expensive. So say hello to my new most expensive bottle on the shelf. This was $120, so definitely pricey. Um, and this was definitely something that I bought kind of thinking, you know, it's not going to be objectively or maybe just for sure the best bottle on my shelf. However, you know, I had a great time there, and this is like kind of for the memories. And I even got a little wooden box because they have wooden boxes. And I was just like, can I get a box of it? Because I'm spending money, so I just, why not? But this is a 6-year-old MGP bourbon, and it is aged in port barrels, or finished in port barrels. The nose on this is unfreaking real, and that's really like the big thing that got me in. I mean, it's just so rich and strong. This red fruit, like cherry, kind of chocolatey. And yeah, it is just MGP, right? Just MGP. It doesn't really have a lot of those MGP characteristics. It is on purpose a stronger port barrel finish, which is what they said, and that's partially why I like it. That is also why it's expensive, and they, you know, they're very open about everything. So that's essentially, like, they told me that, which is, you know, of course, like, I think everyone appreciates that. As you can see, it's a great, I mean, honestly, I love their bottle. It is a simplistic shape, but I mean, this stuff is, like, this is a very cool label. They got a wax on here, which was a real pain to get off. However, once I got it off, like, obviously I've been fine with it. I gotta say, sometimes the finish is like, it's kind of weird. The finish is it's a bit tough sometimes. Like, it's kind of hot, which a lot of Nashville whiskey just kind of has that heat on purpose, I think. And this one sometimes has that, but sometimes it comes off like very drying because of that port wine. I think on the palate there is an aspect that, you know, some people might not like. I absolutely love it because with that drying, and that's, to me, you know, sometimes you get a real spice and then it comes dry, and then you get the fruit in the finish. So the finish is killer. The bourbon itself is great up front, nice and sweet and bright, and that, obviously the finish is going to help more with that. And like I said, the nose is just unreal. I mean, it is one of the best smelling whiskeys I think I have on my shelf. So, and actually kind of funny, you know, the more I've tasted it, the more I've even started being like, you know, I think at first when I said I'm not sure if this is going to be the best bottle on my shelf, this actually might be. I guess I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to actually try to keep videos shorter. I'm going to actually edit them. And I actually have more things to talk about. Like, for example, I went to Bardstown. Finally went to Bardstown last month, I think, sometime last month. So I have a lot to talk about just that. And I had a damn good time. And I tried multiple whiskeys that are $150, $200. So had a great time. In fact, there's actually another bottle I need to talk about, which I would love to do a review. I'm going to focus more on reviews. And yeah, if you ever are in Nashville, definitely go to Southern Collective, because Southern Collective is fantastic. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I've been telling people it is the best experience I've ever had in whiskey, and it is bar none. If you look at all the reviews on Google, they're basically saying the same thing. So, all right, I'm gonna leave it at that, and there we go. Let's see how this works out this time, right?